Hello everyone, welcome from DevTech Interactive. Hope you all are doing great. And before we start this video, I just wanted to make a really quick announcement. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on red subscribe button down below and click on the bell icon so next time when we have something new uploaded, you get notification for that as well in your inbox. So it is really important basically to do these two steps because reason one, we release many in-depth courses in Udemy, and moving forward we will be sharing a whole bunch of free coupons for our newly released courses for you to actually take a look and leave some awesome feedback for us. And reason number two is we'll be running some free giveaways which will include free stuffs like t-shirts, Amazon gift cards, coffee mugs, and many more exciting things. So if you subscribe, you'll get notified when we run these competitions. So if you don't want to miss any of those, please subscribe to our channel today. And now on to the video. Alright, so we're gonna take a look at how we can get started with iOS and Swift development. So first and foremost thing that you're gonna need basically is a MacBook or a Mac computer, and then you need Xcode. So if you have your Mac fired up, and basically go to App Store, and then click on basically click on the search button and search for Xcode. Once you get the Xcode, what I'm showing here, I'm showing here is open, but in your case, you're gonna see get. So just click on it, and it's an automatic install. It's free app that is included by Apple for anyone to use. So it's gonna take a while. It's about 5 gigs. 5 to 8 gigabytes of size, so you need that much of space available. So it's gonna do the installation as soon as you click on the get, download, installation and configuration and everything. So once you have done that, you simply gonna go, so let me close this, go open Xcode, and once you open Xcode, you're gonna go file, new, playground, and you're gonna select iOS as your platform, and then blank playground. Okay, now once you selected that, click next, give it a name and save it at a location where you can get access to it, and then the playground is gonna get open and it's gonna look just like this. All right, so I've done all those steps. So once you do all those steps, you're gonna be right here with me. So with that, let's get started. So today we are going to be exploring variables in Swift. So declaring a new variable is done using var keyword, and then that is usually followed by a name, a type, and a value. So let's take a look. We're going to create var, for example, num, and we're going to create it as a type int and give it a value about 30 maybe. Okay, so this is how we create a variable, and this variable is called num. Okay, now variable can have their values changed, so we can simply say num is equal to 20. Okay, and if we run it right now, you're gonna notice that earlier the value was 30 and now it is 20. Okay, by the way, if you don't know what the playground is, I forgot to mention, but playground is this active space where you can actually write your code, execute it, and take a look at its output right next to it, either on the side panel to inspect the line. If the line is executed and it produces some sort of result, then you're gonna see that, or if you use print statement, you're gonna see that in the console. Okay, so let's say if we had print statement, print is basically to print on your standard output, and we type num, and if I just execute it, there we go, you see it right here and you see it here as well. Now if you click on this I, you're gonna see those values showed up in this little dialog. And if you click on this button, it's gonna show you the value right underneath inside the playground. All right, so that's good enough for playground. Let's resume back about the variable. So when you variables are something that can have their values changed. Now if you want to create a constant type of variable, in that case you create it using let. Okay, so let's say create let num1. Again, we're gonna have type, and we're gonna give this one 10. Okay, now if you try to update this, basically just say num1 is equal to 20, and he tried to execute, you're gonna get a compiler error right there that cannot assign the value num1 because it's a let constant. Okay, so we learned that. All right, so a little bit more about variables. Swift infers the type of the variable, so you don't always have to declare the type of the variable like we are declaring here. For example, we can say let 2, okay, and we give it a value 2. Okay, in this case we didn't tell Swift what type it is, but if you hold Option key and click on it, it's gonna tell you that it is a type int. So compiler has already figured out that it is a type int. This is called type inference. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try value of pi. Okay, we give it a value 1.34, and now if we option click, there we go, pi is of type double. Okay, now float versus double. Float and double, both of them are decimal values, but Swift actually prefers double because it's optimized at the compiler level. Okay, and it is actually faster to execute things on double than float. Well, if you want to create a float variable, there is a way to create it, but you have to actually give it a type inference. So let's say you create let some number 2, okay, and you create like the variable 5.667. If I option click, right now it's double, but if I want to make it float, I'm simply gonna have to say float here, and now if I option click, it's gonna have value type float. Okay, now variable names are not restricted to letters and numbers. They can also contain most of the other Unicode characters, but there are some restrictions, like you cannot have numbers, like variable names starting with numbers, like, alright, this is going to be a compiler error. Okay, you cannot have space in variables. This is not a very valid variable name, and you cannot have, like, the special symbols, variables starting with special symbols. You can have numbers in variable if you want to append it later on, but it cannot start with a number. Okay, all right, so constant and variable names cannot have white spaces, that we covered. Mathematical symbols are not allowed, arrows are not allowed. Okay, and anything that is reserved by Xcode itself or Swift itself, like keywords, they are not allowed. So you cannot create a variable called float, like float. You cannot create that. Okay, like if you cannot create that, else you cannot create a variable called else. Okay, what else? So yeah, I think those are all the different types. But you can have, like, like special emojis and stuff like that. So if I go insert an emoji here, for example, this. Okay. All right. I can have this basically printed, and if I click play, there we go, we get doc printed. So as you can see, your Unicode characters can be variable as well. Okay. All right. So this is it for variables. In the next video, we're gonna talk about property observers. Thanks again for watching, and please subscribe the video down below. Thank you.